Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is Dollars and Dreams Hour. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about the insurance industry, which we are in, and our expertise are in insurance and, of course, business and management as well. So we're going to be talking about what is the industry about, what it offers, how lucrative it is, and how easy or how hard it is to be in the industry and what it takes to go into it. Kind of we'll talk about our experience in the industry. Between us, we have over about 35, 40 years of insurance experience if we combine it together, right? Yeah. Some of us are not, So we're going to be talking about the industry, what it does, Greg, and how lucrative it is, because a lot of people, they see other businesses, they see other things, because there's products involved and there is tangible things involved. So it's easier for them to kind of see the business, right? Let's say if you're doing car business, you have the car, they're passionate about the car, right? And so on and so forth. So this industry is a little bit different.
You still got to be passionate about it.
Yes.
If you're not passionate about something that you're doing, then you're not going to be able to succeed. That's one. And you're not going to be able to help anybody out. That's two. I mean, a lot of salesmen, because we're in the sales industry.
Exactly.
We can't BS our way out of it. We are in the sales industry. But at the same time, you got to be passionate about helping people out. Some people, they get the experience of, if they had a tough life before, as in, if they had a family death or something, that's why they got in that industry, let's say in the life insurance industry or in the insurance industry all in general, right? It could be car insurance, it could be homeowners insurance, it could be a life insurance. Every single, agent that we have behind us, they have their own experience, they have their own story. That's why they're so passionate about helping somebody out as well. Like, every single one of us have a story. Mm-hmm. Why did you get into this industry? Not only because of the money.
Exactly.
So, in my opinion, when you're in any industry, it could be car, it could be construction, it could be insurance, whatever it is. Just be passionate about it and just get to work.
That's the key, right?
That is the key.
With that passion, with that loving what you do, anything you do, it's just the love behind the work and the experience and knowing that it works.
Yeah.
Right? What we do is, the insurance industry, when people jump in and they ask me why you were in it or how it works and what the mechanics are, and a lot of times they don't see what they're doing actually. Let's say if you are in any other sales, you don't impact the family as much as what you do if you're doing the insurance side, right? Because let's say, for example, especially the products we have, there's products that the insurance companies offer, especially in the life side. What are you doing? You're changing not only their lives, but also the second generation, third generation to come, because they're going to be leaving that money to who? The next generation,
exactly.
Right? So that's one of the things that I love about the industry, is because when we write business, especially in the life side, let's say if it's $1 million, right, or $100,000. When we used to write 100,000, 200,000, 20 years ago, people were like, "Oh, what's 100,000? What's 200,000?" And the same people, I can go in today and say, if I gave you $100,000, will that make a difference in what you're doing now? Obviously, it still has value.
Of course,
right?
Yeah, even though the markets are shifting, everything's more expensive. Inflation is just through the roof, but still, that $100,000 could change somebody's life.
Yeah,
right. Regardless, in terms of being passionate about something, about your work, in terms of whatever you're doing, if you're passionate about something, especially when it comes to work, if you're passionate about it, it's not gonna feel like you're working.
Absolutely.
It's seriously, you're gonna wake up every morning wanting to go and work. You're not gonna wake up in the morning, I don't feel like working. You don't deal with that.
Yeah, it's easier to wake up.
Yeah, as an example, I was on vacation, right? Like last week. That's why I missed it.
Exactly.
But at the same time, How many times did you call me? How many times were we on the phone? I was working. Yeah, I was on vacation. Sure, I need to take some time off here and there. But at the same time, when you're on vacation, when it's family time, when it's early in the morning, you're still grinding. You're still putting in an hour, but it doesn't feel like work because you're passionate about it. You want to work. It's not only about money.
Exactly. You choose to work.
Yeah.
Rather than forced to being work, right?
Exactly.
So there's a different thing where you 9 to 5. What are you doing? You're getting forced to clock in
and then clock
out, and then hopefully you'll have a few bathroom breaks, right? So,
or most of the time just bathroom breaks.
Exactly. Some people take too much time, right? And that's like a lot of the companies, they're like kind of track you, and they'll have.
I don't know how they do that though.
Yeah,
how do you track somebody on their bathroom break, man? You're gonna go and knock on their stall and you took too long?
That's crazy. I've since 21, I've never worked for. I will say even probably before, not before, but probably around the 2021 mark, I kind of went into the sales, much more like a 1099 range, and I've always been in that category. So I don't have where I had to clock out for something or I had to clock in for something. It's just kind of, it feels like more like prison, right?
Yeah.
Because, even like certain things that you have to do, you're not free of doing it because, let's say if you're taking family leave, or something happens, then you have to report to someone. Hey, can I leave to pick up my kid? Yeah. Hey, do I need to do this? I have to take my kid to a doctor. Then everything that you do outside of that goes negatively against you.
Yeah.
Because they're like, dude.
It's not in your favor.
Yeah, because, they're like, okay, you took this time off, you took this thing, your son was doing this, your daughter was doing this. So they're like, every time they do it, it's like almost like a report that they do, and they check mark all the things that they can fire you because of those things, so. But our industry doesn't, that's what I explain to people when they're first starting, when they say, what does it take to get into the industry? How easy was it for you to go into the industry?
It was fairly easy.
Fairly easy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't have to spend
thousands of dollars on anything, especially if you're going into this industry and the company is, backing you up in terms of, let's say, as an example, us. Mm-hmm. We're backing up our employees and they're not employees, right? We always
partners.
say it. They're our partners. They're not our employees. If we're backing them up, as in we pay for their, for their leads, we don't tell them, hey, come in to work today, do this, do that. That's the best part about it. You want to work today? Okay, you're going to work today and you're going to make your own money. That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, do we have a cut in there? Obviously. Tell me one business owner that didn't open up that business for him not to make money.
Mm-hmm. At least when we're taking something, we're giving back so much more. Our knowledge and our, expertise, our education that we provide. A lot of companies, that's why I tell people, I said, when you guys go to an interview, a lot of people, when you see online, TikToks and stuff like that, where they complain about, I applied to 20 jobs and none of them call me back. Or, I didn't qualify for this. Maybe I was overqualified. But most of the time, when people don't call you, it's not because that you're maybe, if you have, especially if you're like qualified for the job, right? You have the experience, you have the education. And a lot of the managers, what they do is they're not going to hire someone that can take their position.
Yeah.
So even if you're good, you're actually working against yourself.
Yeah.
Because if somebody is paying me to hire you, and if I hire someone better than me, what am I doing? I'm replacing myself at that job place.
Yeah, you're digging your own grave.
Yeah, exactly, right? So if you come in and imagine if I told the owner, I'm like, listen, man, I got this great guy. He can wrap around me like 3 times. He's better than me, all the stuff. And then,
but you still need people like that around you as well. Because you want, besides your partners, you want to surround yourself with that kind of people as well.
Exactly.
For you to push yourself to your limits.
See, with us, we can.
Yeah.
But with the other side, they're hurting the business owner.
Yeah.
Because they're not hiring the right people because that are better than them. They're always hiring someone that's below, right? So that business was always stagnant. because of that. Because the owner is not having the control, right? Or the CEO or whatever it might be.
Have you seen that guy Bradley?
I've seen few things, yeah.
I believe he's in real estate or something like that. He has a podcast as well. I was watching one of his videos. He's like, I graduated from Harvard. I graduated from Stanford and all this. And then he turns around and goes, it wasn't me that graduated. It's my guys, my employees that I had hired.
Yeah.
Because you have to have somebody that's more knowledgeable on your team for them to at least point it out. You as a company owner, this is my opinion.
Yeah.
You as a company owner or as a business owner, you want to have somebody that's more knowledgeable than you are. So at least they could point out your wrongs too. And you shouldn't be hurt by them, pointing out what you did wrong there. You should just fix your mistakes. Simple as that. It's just life. You mess up once, you fix up your mistake. That's it.
It's your business, so you're not going to get fired from it.
Of course not.
Only going to improve it. That's why we want to hire people or bring people into the business that have greater abilities than we do.
Yeah. I mean, whenever we hire people, haven't you noticed, I look at guys that could pretty much sell themselves, as in, don't take it the wrong way, that they could sell themselves on the interview.
Yeah.
As in, they're selling a product. Because if they're doing that in an interview, they're killers on the front line. They're going to be selling crazy.
Because you are your product.
Yeah, exactly. You present yourself. You don't present the product. If the customer likes you, they're going to buy from you, regardless of the price. I've seen so many guys that are like, this customer is going to go with the cheapest price, this and that. I'm like, no, it's not because of the cheapest price or this and that. It's because of you that he didn't buy it from you or she didn't buy it from you. If you're just I don't want to say sleazy salesman, but if you're, most of our sales, it's on the phone, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to be if you sound dead over the phone, then the person on the other side is going to be like, where's the energy? Am I going to seriously buy it from this guy?
Unless you're selling like Forest Lawn stuff.
Yeah. What got you in this industry besides having something of your own? Let me just ask you that.
Well, multiple things. Because, I honestly, I never even thought that I'd be in this industry. Because it was just because I was more into arts, graphics and stuff like that. So it's just like a family friend kind of introduced me in this business. We kind of went into that route. And of course, like just like you had experience in the multi-level marketing and so on and so forth. I kind of fell into that, not knowing anything about the business, just got invited to a crying session. That's what I used to call them, afterwards. Because once you're in it, you can't see it. Once you go out of it, you can, when you see outside of the box, kind of.
Your eyes open.
You're like, man, what the hell was that, right? But, it has its own benefits and things. So kind of when I went into the business, I got introduced and I fell in love with the process, right? What we're doing. The passionate, especially at that time when I transitioned, I used to do a lot of credit services and I did auto business and things like that, like auto sales. And I was tired of the auto sales because, I was looking for something more rewarding rather than, when you're doing something for the clients. Because let's say in the auto business, we got to be honest, you're not working on the best interest of your clients. Right?
Let me talk to my manager.
Yeah. So it's not like when you're selling something, what you have to do is oversell, right, to make money. So your profits are based on the disadvantage to what you do to your clients, right? So if somebody buys a car, if you sold them to a greater price, what are you doing? You're losing your... So if you work for them, you work against you. And if you don't work for them, then you work against them. So it's kind of there's no winning situation.
Exactly.
If
you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. Let's say, for example, if I was selling you something, if one of us had to lose something, I always say, that's not a good business for me because I want to make sure that when I do something, you win and I win.
Yeah.
If in the process if I'm losing money, then it's not good for me. Why should I do it, right?
Exactly.
So when I went into this industry, that's what it did. That's what it did, where you're helping the clients. You're not taking anything from them. Whatever the money they're putting in, you're not charging anything over and above, right? The carriers are paying us, so the money that they have, even on the life side, right, life insurance, it's not like we charge them $3,000, $4,000 over what they're putting in. Whatever they put in, they have that money. We get paid whatever we get paid from the carriers on the back end, right? So they win by not losing money, by investing, and then we basically win when they do the investing.
Yeah.
So
by
it's
us providing service.
Yeah. And that's probably the only industry in the market, that does that. There's no, I don't think there's anything in the industry that has that reward for both parties winning at the same time. Yeah, there's other things. Let's say you might sell products, but you have to always upmark. You always, even in real estate, you still charge 15, 20 or 2%, 3%, 5%, right? In other products, you have to mark up 10, 20, 30% for you to make it. We don't do markups.
Yeah.
Whatever the price is.
That's the price.
So that's kind of what it fell, that's how I fell into the market industry. And I've been in it for a long time now. And it's just every day it's rewarding. You might not have a sell every day, but you don't need to. That's because, nobody, in the industry, you can do 3 sales, 4 sales, and you can make 10, you can make 5, you can make 20, you can make 30.
Sales is a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ride. One day you'll sell, the next day you won't sell, or you won't sell anything for 3 weeks, and then the last week you might just go crazy, right? You might just have 15, 20 sales right away. So it's a roller coaster.
What happens at the end of the month? It restarts, right? We used to say yesterday's heroes as today's zeros.
Yeah. That's why you shouldn't mind it.
Yep.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
We tell people, hey, your year starts anytime you want. You can reset it as many times you want. We don't have a year to year.
But the best part about, I would say, in our industry is that you don't got to answer to anybody. Yeah. That's the best part. That's what got me into that.
What was one of, that
was one of my things. Yeah. That was one of my
your own question.
Yeah. Because you don't have to answer to anybody. I mean, there are some self-employed jobs, right? When they require you to answer to the manager, this and that. No. You're your own person. Yeah. That's it. You want to work today? You're working. You want to take a vacation tomorrow? Take a vacation. You want to work 10 minutes today? Sure, work 10 minutes. You're your own boss. And
and also just like you also, you can do other things.
Yeah.
You don't just do insurance.
No.
So and it allows you to do anything because a lot of
flexibility.
Flexibility and. You don't have to spend 9 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours a day. Yeah, you can, and if you're busy and your team is doing it, but you don't have to. You can assign people, if your organization is growing, you can assign people to go on appointments with your client or with your other agents, and then kind of put them in a team, and everybody makes money in the same process. You might make little, but you can free up your time, What are the other things that how did you fall into this industry, and what made you kind of say, this is something that I want to pursue?
Well, I was 18 when I got it started in this industry, and it was my dad's friend that introduced me into this industry, and it was one of those multi-marketing companies, obviously. So they just reeled me in. Mm-hmm. But then slowly when I realized, it's not a bad idea. This could definitely become a career. You know what? Let's take advantage of it. Why not? Slowly started building my own team. Slowly started doing good sales. That's where my sales techniques started coming in, right? Because you live and you learn. Mm-hmm. For 6 months, I didn't have a single sale. For 6 months straight, not a single sale. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? Why am I not selling? All these guys are just killing it. Mm-hmm. And me over here, I'm sitting on zero for 6 months. I was like, you know what? I got to change it up. So I just implemented my own sales tactics, you could say, and it slowly started climbing up. Slowly started getting more sales on top of that, and then started building my own team. But besides that, like I said, flexibility was the key. I could work, 3 days a week and take off the rest of the week, right? That was one of the reasons. Two, that you don't have to micromanage anything whatsoever. Because once you do a policy, the back office takes care of it. Three, you're helping people out.
Yeah, especially on the life side.
Exactly.
It's the least amount of work.
Yeah.
And the income potential is even greater.
Yeah, of course. I mean, just mainly just helping people out. The people that actually need the money and they want their kids to have generational wealth, especially on the life side, is the number one key. Because let's be realistic. Most of our customers are, you could say, low to middle.
Well, right now, middle income is yesterday's
70-something thousand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about back in the
Do you know that if you make over $80,000,
you fall under,
you're in the top 10% already? So it's a crazy thing. It's like worldwide. Even when they count, I think it was I'm not sure, one of the articles, not articles, but it was like on Instagram. It said if you have 5,000 saved up, you're richer than like 80% or something like that. It's insane in the worldwide. It's insane. I saw that one of the things. So.
It's crazy. But you still have people just buying houses cash. I don't know where they're getting that money from, but there's still insane. People that are still buying cash. I mean, yeah, but in terms of my story, it's mainly helping people out. Because low-income people that they can't, they could afford a policy here and there, like $50 a month. They wanted their kids to be set after they pass away. That was the main factor of it. Take it from my dad. I mean, whenever we came here, we started from scratch.
Yeah.
All of us, like immigrant people, right? First generation immigrants.
Nobody
had money. They had to come out of that rat race, you could say, some way or another. And they want their kids to be set for life.
Absolutely.
So this is one of the key factors for them to set their kids' life path.
It's the cheapest way to do it.
Cheapest way and the best way to do it.
Because, what we get a lot of people that say, oh, I can't afford it, I can't do this. I'm like, man, if you cannot afford $50 to protect your own family, how is your family going to look?
But those are the same people that will go and buy $75 beer thing, whiskey, or they will just drink 3 times a week.
Yeah.
But stop drinking. It's bad for your health. And just buy life insurance. Simple as that.
Because by drinking, you're going to die sooner.
Exactly.
So it's you're just like killing yourself slowly.
Exactly.
Rather than just getting something that might be there. At least if you're doing that, you can help your family be protected if you're gone. That's the thing. And they don't realize, and every time somebody tells me that, hey, I cannot afford this, it's just too much, I'm like, well, your family has a bigger issue.
Yeah.
Not only that you're not making enough money. Second, if you cannot afford to protect your family with life insurance for that $50 a month, if something happens to you, your family is going to be homeless.
Yeah.
They have to sell everything. It doesn't matter how much, I've been to people's homes when they had $2 million home, and had, Range Rovers parked or whatever car they have, right? Expensive cars. But at the end of the day, their income to what their expenses are is almost the same thing as a person if they're making $1,000.
Yeah.
Because it's at the end of the day, it's not how much you're making; it's how much you're keeping into your bank or investing, right? Because if your money is not doing anything for you, and if you're making $10,000 and then $9,900 is an expense, you're still the same place. The only thing is you just have better toys.
That's it.
You know what I mean? You're no different than a broke person, because you're still broke. It's just you're in a better broke position. You know what I mean? So they say, sometimes they
Some
say
people go for the more materialistic stuff.
I'd rather be miserable, but in a Ferrari.
Yeah, but that materialistic stuff, in my opinion, it could last for so long.
Yeah.
Then inflation comes through when you're making, let's say, $20,000 a month, and then inflation goes up, and then let's say that Range Rover is going to cost you. It was costing you $1,000 a month for you to be balancing out. Once inflation goes up, that Range Rover is going to cost you $2,000, let's say, a month.
Average car price, our average car loans now are, I think, $800 or $900 or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane.
And look at interest rate.
Yeah, just went up this week. What happened is went up. They lowered the rates, but the interest rates for mortgages went up.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So
I mean, let's see where election takes us. Don't mean to get into politics.
Yeah, that's a different story, different hour,
different hour.
Yeah, I think we stick without politics. We want to be steering clear because nobody wins in that situation. That's one of the things that there's no winner.
Yeah, what do we tell our guys? Don't ever talk about politics or religion.
Yep. Because honestly, those are the things that divide the people the most. Is religion and also politics, because there's no clear winner.
Yeah.
What your opinion is your opinion. Never, when people say, when I tell people, I say, ask about people, ask questions. The reason why, because people want to talk about themselves. They don't want to talk about you. They're not interested in you. Most of the time, if you're in a social gathering, right, just go, and if you're talking to people about what you're doing most of the time, people will go further out, right? But when I ask them the questions, hey, what are you doing? And they're like, oh my God, it's amazing. What does that industry do?
This guy's
right?
so interested in it.
Yeah. So then they start talking about him, because people are genuinely interested about their opinions.
Yeah.
They don't care about yours. That's why they call, what matters is their opinions always supersedes yours. So you're not going to be able to change it. Even if you change it, he's going to disagree on something else with you. And then you're going to end up having, again, a conflict, if it's a religion or the politics. So we kind of,
steer away from that.
Exactly. You have a much happier life, I think, without having to worry about who's going to win, because at the end of the day, you make yourself winner or loser. So
yeah, but at the same time, it's the country that we live in too.
Yeah,
we gotta our eyes have to be open.
Yeah,
that's why.
It just says, see, they always say, speak less, listen more, and look at more things and kind of observe, right? So observation is one of the keys. But yeah, that's one of the things in business also, and with our clients too, I steer away from everything. If they ask me an opinion, I say, I'm just neutral. I don't take sides, regardless of what it is, because you don't know what that client is going to do and how they're going to react, right? So you don't want to lose that client as well because of your opinions or their opinions, or everybody has their own opinions, so they're 2 cents in the whole thing.
Exactly.
The benefits, we talked about some of the benefits of it, and I looked at some of the numbers, right? On the life side, when you say, a lot of people associate the life side with a lot of the other technical sides, where it's the property and casualty, right? In property and casualty, we mostly have full-timers, and they get salaries and so on and so forth, because the commissions are not as great, right?
Yeah.
They're more for a long term, but on the life side, everybody is, I don't think I have any agents that I harass or I tell them, how your employees do. Hey, what you do this month? What you do next?
Yeah, no.
What are you doing this week? Like you said, micromanaging.
Micromanaging is out of the picture in our company. Yeah. That's one. In terms of us making sure to push them, that's there. Because you have to motivate them. Let's be realistic. Yeah. We wake up. we don't wake up every day motivated.
Yeah.
Somehow we have to motivate ourselves for us to go and motivate our guys.
Sometimes we sleep on motivated. Now, with micromanaging, right? It comes with, the motivation, where we don't have to micromanage, right? Like you said, the motivational side, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
Like the multi-level marketings we were in, it was all about the motivation, and it was all about ha ha he, all the things that they pump you up, and then they let you go. And a lot of people we had in those companies where they just showed up every day, or we used to have a meeting every Thursday and so on and so forth. They used to show up, and for years, they used to show up literally for 2 years. And I knew people that were in the business for 2 years, 3 years, with not a single sale. I mean, maybe they sold somebody like something, but it was usually their mom or their dad or a brother or a sister, right? So other than that, they didn't venture out, right? And they came in and they were so motivated. They kind of came in all the time. And I was like, motivation is like a deodorant, and after a while, it just wears off. Mm-hmm. And then you have to keep on putting it. But because there's no passion behind it, there's no actual like training, their knowledge, how to approach people, how to go people, talk to people, create that thing that we try to do. And in our business too, when a person comes in, I can only motivate them or give them a lifeline so long. And after a while, I just say, you know what? If you're not going to do it for yourself, I'm not going to put my energy, because sometimes, I feel like I put all my energy into someone where I get drained, because it's like when you're putting some energy to, like, especially if you're putting your positive energy, bringing into that person, putting all your heart and soul into it so that they make money. Of course, like you said, everybody has to make money. If there's nothing involved, everything is give or take, right? Yeah. In life too, it doesn't matter if you're family, it doesn't matter if it's love is the same way. You have to do something for people to love you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love is not earned. I mean, love is earned. It's not just there automatically, unless, let's say, if you're a child, right? It's unconditional. But everything else is give or take. You have to be giving something to earn something.
Of course.
Just like respect, it's not demanded. It's earned, right? You can't just tell people, if you're in a position, they'll respect you, but out of what? They're not really respecting you. They just have to respect you.
They're just kissing ass at that
exactly, point. In a broader term. But that's what I want to ask you is, like, what is your favorite product, I will say, that you do the most? And some of that, because you do a lot of different products, and like we do, it's a mixture of a lot of things. Like some people just do one product and that's it, but we do a lot of things.
I would say that all depends on the customer, right? Mm-hmm. Because there are customers that are looking for long term, and there are customers that are looking for for them to. As an example, there's customers that are looking for them to just to get a life insurance, because mine is, let's say, life insurance. Mm-hmm. That's what I mostly do, right? Those customers that I sign up, I ask them, what do you want this product for? What's your long term? What's your goal? Because there are some customers, they're like, I just want something for my funeral. I don't want my family to come out of the final expense is key when it comes to funeral, right? Because, like you said, your average Joe doesn't even have $5,000 in their bank account saved up. Mm-hmm. So how are they gonna pay $20,000-$30,000 for their funeral? Their family members. So they want something for their families not to be worried about. They don't want their family members to go out there and host car washes or donations, GoFundMe and all this. Especially when the wife or the kids, they're hurt after their passing. Yeah. So final expense, I would say. And my second favorite will be your own bank, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's for a long term. But for you to do the be your own bank, you gotta have a good amount of money for you to be able to invest in that.
Or start early, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of that's the one of the key things in that, and a lot of negativity that comes into that on the internet, right? The negative side and the positive side kind of, they balance each other off. Because there's a lot of two extreme things. One says it's a scam, the other one says it's amazing, and they show this numbers. Oh yeah, just be your own bank, right? And then people think, oh, you know what? I just signed up for this policy. Now I'm on my bank.
No,
but they don't realize
how it works.
You know what I mean? So there's so much misinformation out there.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of our clients, even when we talk about something that is like with cash value, they're like, oh, I heard this, I heard that. I said, listen, just delete everything in your brain as far as that goes. Let me give you what it is, the factual things. This is how it works. This is how it's designed. If you want to do it the right way, this is how it's going to be.
Exactly.
Let's say, for example, I have a client that we're working on with. The person said, listen, you know what, I'm going to increase it. They want to start at a certain price point, right? And they make good money, but they said, you know what, we just don't want to put the maximum amount at this point. But I show them everything that has to be done, right? I show them if they don't do it, what's going to happen. Let's say if you don't do this because the way this product stands and the way let's say, for example, the being of your own bank, you have to design it in a proper way, right? And if they're minimizing the input, it's the wrong product to put them into. Because then you can get a cheaper product. Because then why do you want to do cash value is to put cash into the product. If you're not going to put cash into the product, what are you going to use it for? It's obsolete. You don't need it. Right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the keys. And I tell people, if you want to know about the cash value policies, if you want to know about the bank, being your own bank, give us a call. We'll give you all the details. We'll go on a Zoom with you guys. You
don't have to sign on the dotted line.
Yeah, and that's what I did with the person that we're doing with, and I showed them exactly what it works. If they don't do let's say, for example, if it's, let's say, if they have to put $1,000 a month, let's say, or whatever, the 500, whatever their targets are. And I tell them, listen, if you're not hitting and you're not going above these numbers, this is not the product for you. This is something that you need to maximize. Just like, your 401ks. If your employee is giving you a match for 6% matching, right? What do you want to do? You want to maximize that 6%.
Yeah.
Because if they're matching 100% of your 6% of your check, guess what? That's 100% of every penny, every dollar you put in.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So what do you want to do? You want to maximize that. If you minimize it, you're not going to take advantage of it. Same thing with the cash value policies is you want to maximize what you put in. A lot of people, when I go into their houses, or if they're calling me and they talk about these products, and they ask me sometimes, oh, what's the least I can put? I'm like, no. That's the worst.
Most.
Exactly. That's the key to this product. You want to make sure when you are sitting with an agent, if it's not us, ask them about how you can maximize that product. Because to be your own bank, you have to maximize what? The input of your money. Mm-hmm. Because banks, how do they make money? It's people depositing them money.
Exactly.
If nobody puts money in there, how are they going to loan money? They can't. Same thing with our products.
Yeah. Because
the more you put in, let's say if they put it one time, we talked about that with Anthony a little bit with his clients, what he did, some of his clients, and some of the clients we had, about how we started, the products, and then they lended money to some people, and it's on our podcast that's coming up also as well. But that's the key that we have, is to maximize the profits, maximize the input, to be your own bank of business. And unfortunately, a lot of the people out there that are selling one product, they just bash everything else because they can't sell anything else. Like Prime America does, some of the other captive agencies now. There's so many crooked ones that they have, and they don't teach people the products.
Well, because they're a multi-marketing company, they want to hire you for them to sell their own products to your family members.
And the insurance industry is, the agents are, when we were talking the last time, I said the most important thing is about the agent, right? And choosing the right agent, to choosing the right products based on that agent's advice, because we're just giving you advice. And a lot of people go with people that have just one trajectory, one product, one service for everything. It's just it doesn't work that way. Just call somebody that has different variety of things. They can advise you on variety of things that they can do.
They can understand your needs.
Yeah, and this industry, I mean, there's the money is there. Easy to go into. You make $1,000. You invest $1,000. You get the money back. How much money did you spend on inventory?
On inventory? What kind of inventory?
No, in the insurance industry.
Oh, in insurance inventory. Not that much.
It's not. Investment versus reward.
It's a very good balance.
Yeah. Unless you take the license. What do you have to do first to get into this business? What are the things?
Just take the test.
Licensing, education, 52 hours. Get the licensing done. Pay for your licensing.
Especially since they changed the laws now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whenever you want to take out your life insurance license, you get the health license as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one whole test. I believe they made it into a one whole test.
They used to always had a combo, or you can take it individually.
Now you can't take it individually.
It's combined.
Yeah, it's combined.
It's good because a lot of people back in the days, they used to take the test by mistake. They used to go and take the life test, and then they didn't realize the health should have been in there, and you could have just taken it at once.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
to me.
and even the PNC side, they had some other variation, personal lines. Then you have the surplus line, and so on and so forth. Now they kind of combined everything. You can.
I took 5 separate tests.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing with the guidance, right? When you go into a wrong company, they give you wrong guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when we went in at those days, we used to do 663. We used to have those licenses. Then you had the life license, so you had to 3 because there's a lot of variable contracts. But when indexes came in, Index Universal came in, our business just flipped because, I was like, why do I have to go with all this compliances? Or I'd have the headache of clients calling me and saying, listen, I lost 10% this year, or 5% last year, or 10%. Now our clients don't lose money.
Yeah.
I don't get any calls. You write, all you do is you call them on their birthdays, you follow up on them and say, hey, how are you doing? How are you? Everything is good. That's all.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this product. What is the other thing that you have that might be, and then we'll close it out?
In terms of
what would you suggest people going into this company? Like, let's say, for example, what would be that one advice that you give them when they're coming in this business to be successful?
One advice, just be focused on what you're getting into in terms of what product you want to sell, and make sure you're educated about it. Most of our guys that get into our company, they're not as educated as they should be. That's why they come to us, for us to educate them, for us to help them out to pursue their career. Because like you said, all these other companies, it's all multi-marketing. They're not going to be spending their own time as, let's say, managers or the owners or anybody, the higher ups. They're not going to spend their time for them to educate their guys, for them to get educated, for them to go out there and sell it. What's our goal? For us to educate our guys, to make sure that our guys are educated enough to help the customers out. That's our model, right? You could say.
Mm-hmm.
Know what you're selling. Besides you selling yourself, you got to know what you're selling. And in terms of that, I would say be focused about it and just get to work. That's it.
Product knowledge
mainly.
Sales techniques,
definitely. Products is you, sales is me.
Yeah, that's the key in any business, right? You have to know what you're selling.
Yeah,
to present it the right way and stuff. But yeah, it's an easy business to go into, and if we always, I've given advice to people that we didn't even hire. Some of them, when we were hiring and stuff, and I used to say, listen, we had people that came in and they went back and forth. They didn't know where they want to end up. They went to other place and they came back again, and then they went to another place. I'm like, listen, at that point, I used to tell people, I said, listen, just stay where you are. If you need anything, you still can call me.
Any guidance.
I'll tell you what to do. But because I know those people that are going back and forth, they cannot make that decision where to stay.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to win them over anyways. They're always going to be jumping around because they're not really a decision maker. I always tell people, if you're making the decision, stick to it. It's not where you are per se, unless, let's say, if the people around you are negative or toxic and stuff, it's a different story. But mainly what it works is the people that you enjoy working with, and everything else is up to you. It's not the place. It's mostly you that makes it happen or not. A lot of people complain. I went here, they were bad, and then I went here, they were bad. And then it comes to a point where you realize it wasn't the places.
It was you.
The smell was you. You're taking your negativity to every shop that you went into. Now you're complaining about that person.
Yeah.
So anything else that you want to add that we missed today that we can't?
For today, I think we covered it all.
And we don't want to go too technical. And if the viewers want, for example, if they want any information, of course, our numbers are there. They can contact us. We'll give them the guidance, what it takes to go into the market, what to look for, how to go into it, and what not to do. Even if they, like we always say, right? I always tell people, I said, listen, it's on educational purposes. We care less where you go. We separate our business from what we do as far as on the podcast. Yeah, we give them the information. And if they want it, great. If they have any questions, they can contact us and we can give them that question. And I always put it in a way where if we're good, and if we do the right things, they can decide whether we're the right people to do business with or not to do business with. Yeah. We don't force anybody. Last time we checked, we didn't have prison bars, right? So we don't force anybody to stay with us, and we actually. I actually do the opposite,
Thanks to you. I don't know why you keep doing that.
Yeah, sometimes I get tired of babysitting them. And I kind of test the people because if I hire you as a person or if I bring you in this opportunity, right? And especially if you're new and if you're not clinging on me for information or if you're not hungry for that information, why should I give you that information, right? And in any business, one of the key is when you go into an agency, and if somebody's offering you information, if somebody's offering you the training, if somebody is offering you to lend you a hand, man, take it.
Yeah.
Even if you have to lose money. When I went into this business, I lost a lot of money because the first 15 trainings that I went to that was sold, I made not even a dime.
Yeah.
My upline made that money, and we don't do that because I hated that system. I want the person that comes into our doors to make sure that they make money day one of their license.
That we can mentor them too.
Exactly. And if that person is trying to grab me and say, hey, give me the information, why would I give you the information? I know whatever I put into you, it's worthless.
Yeah.
Because you're not hungry for that information. Like you'd say, Sarkis, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, right? And if somebody's not calling me to get information, why should I be calling you? Because you don't value
my time and my efforts.
You don't value the business. You don't value your own time. You don't value your own success. You don't value your own. Because if you go into a business and if you're not wanting to know everything about the business, especially if you're new, how are you going to be successful? Imagine if you jump in any business. How do you learn? By asking questions, by us giving you all the stuff. But if we give you and you're not taking the information and doing anything with it, and you're not hungry for more, why should I pay attention to you?
I mean, those people, I have a feeling those people, they've asked questions before to their last employer, and their last employer turned their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't help them out. Didn't lend that hand, pretty much. That's why they just stop asking for help.
That's one of the problems.
It might be experience problem. That's why.
A good perspective, right? But a lot of times, that's where when they come in, I always tell them, hey, listen, ask any questions. It doesn't matter how stupid it is. Even when they ask a stupid question, I don't penalize them, or like not penalize them, but like I don't like hold anything against them.
You don't judge them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't judge it because if I do, then again, like you said, they're not going to ask the question, right? So whatever and sometimes I'll answer the same question like 10 times, and in my mind I get frustrated. I'm like, dude, we went over this 6 times. And it's the same concept. It doesn't change if you change the shirt or if they change the person. If you change, it's the same thing. But again, if they want to know anything, they can contact us, and we'll be more than happy to guide them, to send them to the right place. And of course, if they want to stay with us, we'll be more than happy to assist them. We give them, like you said, our insurance agency provides the leads. Unlike other insurance agencies, we don't charge anything for them. And whatever they're making, they're always making the same way regardless. So and they make most of the money. We do all the risk, they take all the reward, and that's one of the benefits with us. With that said, Greg, if you don't have anything else,
nothing else.
Yep, we'll have in closing. We have actually great guest with us next week, so stay tuned, and I hope you guys will follow us and share the videos, make us a little bit more popular, right? So that's our goal, to be to get our information out there, to help people and to give them some knowledge. Thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.